everyone, so I'm doing something a little bit different. I've not done this for a couple of years, and what I'm doing today is a book review. So I'm going to review this book. I bought it recently when I went to the Northwest meet for the Liverpool bloggers. It was organised by two bloggers around the Liverpool area. So I went to Liverpool for the day and I had to wait for a train and I didn't have a book, so I went to Waterstones and I bought this one. So I've been wanting to read this book for a while, ever since Carrie started doing her blog called All I Know Now, and then she told everybody that it was going to be turned into a book, and because I enjoyed the blog I thought, the book's going to be quite interesting, and I have to say that it's probably one of the best things I've bought. I did actually get it with £3 off, because Waterstones were doing a £3 off on this book at the time, so it was cheaper than I thought it was going to be, but I'm really glad that I bought it. It's quite a hefty book. It doesn't look to be that big. I think there's around 200 to 300 pages in there, and the type isn't too big. It's quite an average size sort of type, sort of. So I do actually think that this is quite a helpful book for anybody who is currently a teenager or is just finished being a teenager and they're not really sure what they're doing with their life. There's so much useful and helpful, sort of insightful advice in here. It's not even saying don't make mistakes, because the idea is to make mistakes and to learn from those mistakes and to find out what it was that you were doing wrong, because you can copy what someone else has done, but until you've had the same sort of experience, then you're not really going to get the same sort of feel for what's happening. The way that the book was written was in a very honest sort of personal feel, so you felt like you were speaking to a friend who was trying to give you advice and just giving you life lessons from what they've learned, and it was a very honest feel of the book as well, so it did seem sincere and it didn't seem like someone was patronising or trying to push ideas down other people's throats which they thought would be best. It was just genuinely trying to help people and saying, if I had this sort of book when I was younger, then I would have done a lot of things differently. I think the fact that it's a book that's been written by somebody who does YouTube videos and who's quite honest and approachable in the way that she talks anyway, and how she reacts to people in the online world, it makes the book much easier to read and much more approachable, and it's written in words that make sense for everybody. It's not convoluted or technical, it's very much how you would speak. It's very much written like a diary. It's like you've just picked up a friend's diary and it's just got some anecdotes in there, and it's just saying how people do actually feel, and it's just got that bit of personality to it as well that just makes it a bit more helpful. The book is very much just the blog in book form. It's as if somebody's taken a very personal sort of blog and put it into a book, and voila, that's what we've got. I don't think the book in any way does any harm to somebody reading this. It has basic ideas in here and just how people should try and live their life, as in being a happy person. It explains that a lot of the things that people want in life you can't just get handed to you on a silver plate, and it's about working for it. And I know it seems like a really weird thing for someone who seems to have got a perfect life going on to say all that, but if you read the book, it tries to explain that not everybody is perfect, and even though there might be someone who you really like in the sort of public sphere, their life in general is not a perfect life, and it's best to try and just focus on your own life and try and make your life perfect to how you want that to be as well. I do think that the book does have a lot of great advice in there. There's an entire chapter on how we shouldn't expect our future to come to us, we should have to work for that future. And as I was reading through it, I thought to myself, oh, I really want to finish my book, but I keep putting it off. The time I have where I can go and sit and write my book, I never do it. And as I was reading the chapter, I actually put the book down and started to write, and I wrote around 1,000 words, just because I thought, you know what, I can't just sit around waiting for the book to be finished. I have to do that myself. I can't expect it to just miraculously be done. And I think that that's a very important message to be sending out to young people everywhere. You can't just expect something to be given to you. There's a very strong culture at the moment of people expecting things to happen for them, and for them to have something that they not really worked for and just expecting that to be given to them and not having to do anything for it in return. So I do actually really like that idea there. I think if you've not read the book yet and you do get the chance to do it, I would definitely recommend reading it. It doesn't take long to read. I read it at work and it took me around a week and a half to read whilst at work, but if I could have just sat and read it at home, it would maybe taken a couple of days at most. It's a very sort of quick read because it's not a story, it's just life experience really. So if you've not read it, I would definitely have a read of it, and if you have read it, let me know what you think down below. I would love to hear other people's thoughts on it. Did you think it was a good book? Do you feel like it wasn't as helpful as it could have been? What did you think to the props section? At the back of the book there's an entire section called props, and it's just a list of useful websites and phone numbers in the UK, Ireland, Australia and New Zealand in this edition, for people to find help with a lot of different issues such as bullying, eating disorders, sexual orientation, that sort of thing. So let me know what you thought about those as well. I do think it was a really great book, and I would definitely recommend it if you've not got it already. So don't forget to give a like to this video if you liked it, and also subscribe to find more of my amazing videos, in quotation marks, spread out across the internet. There's also links to all of my social media down below in the little box of wonderfulness that is the description box. I hope you've all been well, and until next time, bye!